Good evening and welcome to live coverage of the Dritte Liga in Germany. It's Matchday 35 and it's the big game of the midweek features. It's Hansa Rostock up against Ingolstadt. So one of the showdowns for promotion here. Second up against third. This could go a long way towards deciding the fate of these two clubs and indeed the promotion race itself. So Hansa Rostock, the home side, under Jens Hertel, are currently second, level on points with Dynamo Dresden, who are top. Up against Ingolstadt under Thomas Ural, who are currently third. They could also go top with a win. And so it's all to play for here. It looks as though it's Hansa Rostock in the blue who are ready to kick us off for this match. Hansa Rostock with an excellent home record, the third best in the league. And they've been the best team, statistically at least, during the second half of the season in the Dritte Liga. Second best club, you've guessed it, Ingolstadt. So this is a really huge clash. However, Hansa Rostock are yet to win against one of their fellow top four teams this season, against Dynamo Ingolstadt and 1860, so they need to right some wrongs there. But they can go a long way towards it here at home with the second best defence in the Dritte Liga. But they did lose the reverse, 1-0 to Ingolstadt, with Röhl scoring there in the first half. However, they've been in decent form of late. Their last match they won by 3-2 at Meppen, who are one of the relegation-threatened sides. They were 2-0 up through Verhoek and Breyer, their two top scorers. Meppen dragged them back to 2-2 before Turpitz won it in the last minute. So that's a massive confidence boost for Hansa Rostock. And they'll also look back to last season's clash against Ingolstadt, which they won by 3-0, with Butzen, Verhoek and Breyer on the score sheet. Well, Ingolstadt just had a bit of a hiccup. 5 matches without a win before defeating Zwickau last time out by 3-2. Paulsen, Bilbia and an Eckert pen winning them that game. But it's their away form which has meant that they're not really at the top of the table as you'd think they would be with an excellent home record. It's very average away from home, winning 6, drawing 5 and losing 6 with a -3 goal difference as well. But it's that best home record in the league which has got them still up there challenging. And they have a more difficult run-in, you would say, with Saarbrücken, Duisburg, and a big one on the final day against 1860, which could decide a lot of things. As the ball just kept in here, Heinlot will clear. And that's out for the throw for Ingolstadt. As Hansa Rostock, rather easier for them, you would say, with Zwickau, Unterhaching and Lübeck. By the time they play Unterhaching and Lübeck, they may already have been relegated, as Ingolstadt here have an early injury to contend with. The big Danish defender Paulsen looks as though he'll be okay to continue though. Only 2.5 minutes played. As you can see, the conditions in Rostock absolutely awful. The rain absolutely chucking it down, which could mean that we'll be in for a goal fest that can cause problems for defenders. And we'll see if the likes of Verhoek, Breyer, Kutschke, Eckert, Ginola Elver can pounce upon those. Now Breyer there earning a free kick from Heinlot. As Ingolstadt with some early defending to do here. Jens Hertel will be looking for his Hansa Rostock side to get off to a quick start here. So let's see if they whip this in towards the goalkeeper in these conditions. It's going to be an outswinger instead. Comes floating in, it's cleared. Back in again by Bill Beard. Paulsen to clear. Looks as though he's recovered from that knock. As this is just chipped in and it's flicked on. And it's somehow away by the Ingolstadt defence from inside their own 6-yard area. That was dangerous. With the likes of Verhoek in there. So Jens Hertel, when asked about his team's record against the other top 4 teams, said that all series have to come to an end sometime, and why not tonight? As I've covered a couple of their games against the fellow top 4, and they've played well in those games. For example, against Dynamo Dresden, I can remember that ended goalless, and they could easily have won that. They played well within themselves. As they seem to be a team with the strongest mentality in the Dritte Liga at the moment. It's one of those promotion hunts where none of the sides seem to really want to go up. 1860 have got back into it because of that, and that's made the end of the season very exciting indeed, with 4 sides battling for the 2 automatic promotion spots and the playoff. As I'll try and keep you up to date as well with the scorelines around the grounds on a big night, with Dynamo Dresden playing at Ferl at 1860 in another huge match against Kaiserslautern. As it was just a glimpse there, perhaps of a chance for Eckert, who is back in the starting lineup tonight after a shoulder injury. As this is Kolke to take the free kick in the end. So Paulsen winning that one. But Hansa Rostock getting control of the ball again immediately down the left-hand side. Looked as though it just went out of play there. Scherf looked to overlap. Heinlott with the throw in here to Krause, who is up against his former club. Playing in defensive midfield, he'll be hoping to shield his defence from a dangerous Hansa Rostock attack. As Rosbach plays it down the left. As they're looking for the free kick there, Hansa Rostock, they're not going to get it as Krause comes away with the ball. And Hansa Rostock really closing down well, not allowing Ingolstadt to get any real distance on their clearances. As we see Thomas Oral on the sidelines directing operations. This is Riedel, one of 2 players to sign new contracts in the week. Sonnenberg the other. 2 centre-backs. Sonnenberg on the bench tonight, but Riedel starting. As Neidhardt tries to get the ball in. Blocked initially, but he gets the ball back again here. Mladic out wide to Bahn. Now it's clipped towards the edge of the box and hurriedly cleared by Ingolstadt. Up towards Eckert, who's asking the referee for a free kick, and he's not going to get it. The referee pretty much shrugging his shoulders to that appeal. It's Rhein here. Gets the ball rolling again for Rostock. Lermansruben sends a bouncing ball forward, and it's not really been dealt with by Ingolstadt. Paulsen looked as though he just had a little shove there on the attacker, but nothing given by the referee again. He's looking to keep it flowing early doors. Now this is Elva infield. Towards Dendera. As into the 10th minute we go, and it's Hansa Rostock who have made the better start, you'd have to say. A little bit more enterprising. And now this long ball upfield from Gauss. It's allowed to bounce, and there could be a chance here for Ingolstadt. It's sent flying into the side netting there from Kuchka. First real shot in any anger on goal here, as Kuchka couldn't quite squeeze it in from that tight angle, but barreling through on some hesitant defending there from Hansa Rostock. So it looks as though Mladic and Gauss have clashed here. It's an accidental collision there with the elbow. Gauss not happy with it in the end. It's a free kick for Hansa Rostock. Gauss with the initial foul, obviously, says the referee. There's another chance for Hansa Rostock to get the ball in here from a dead ball. Again, they choose not to whip it towards the goalkeeper in these conditions, as it was just headed towards the centre there by Rosbach, but there was an offside flag raised. In fact, a shove there on Elva. Well, it's 0-0 here with 11 minutes on the clock. As far as we know, still 0-0 in Fell, where Dynamo Dresden are playing. And 1860 0, Kaiserslautern 0. So no change in the table in the top four as it stands, but that can change dramatically. As there's a ball up the centre, and again some hesitant defending there from Hansa Rostock. Kuchka tries to get on the end of it, and there's a chance here. It's a great stop. That is incredible from Kolke. My word, Bill Beer thought that he'd scored there. He thought he just had to prod it towards goal. He did just that in the end. And that is a fantastic save. Unbelievable from Kolke. You can see the little fist pump there to himself. How has he stopped that? Great reactions as it remains 0-0, but that's a huge, huge chance passed up by Bill Beer. As now Elva comes forward, a cracking tackle on him from Lermansruben. As that could be the chance that really sets this game alight now. Wonderful stuff. Oh, Jens Hertel will be very, very thankful to his keeper there. He's managed to keep this goalless. It looked absolutely as though Bill Beer was going to open the scoring. Well, Eckert there with a foul on Rosbach. Oh, Kolke, best action of the game so far through his save to deny Bill Beer. Oh, long ball upfield from him. Let's see how Hansa Rostock react to conceding now 2 decent enough chances to Ingolstadt. The first from Kuchka, the second a gilt-edged one for Bilbia. As the tempo of the match incredibly high in this opening 14 minutes. Well, all to play for, as I said at the start of the programme. Sometimes these big clashes can be a little bit disappointing. Doesn't look as though this one's going to be. They've both got to go for it with only 3 matches remaining after this game. As Riedel passes it to Lohmannsruben. Firing a pass forward there. Difficult to control for Neidhardt. But he is on the ball now, chipping it back over the top towards the corner, but it drifts over the line before Omladic could keep it in. Was well faced off as well by Schröck. A long throw up the field. Well, both sides playing pretty direct at the moment, looking to get in behind at the earliest opportunity. It's worked well for Ingolstadt twice already, but it remains 0-0 thanks to that unbelievable save from Kolke. Buntic. That's a huge clearance. Upfield for Ingolstadt. Picked up though by Rhein. And now cleared back towards the goalkeeper. Paulsen away. And I think conditions making it difficult for both sets of players to really bring the ball down and have some composure on it. It's making for an exciting game of football so far. As that's well won. And then the foul coming in. Lohmannsruben it was. Coming out of defence. And then tugged back here by Kuchka. So just feeling his lower back there, Lohmannsruben. And he's okay to continue. He's a tough character. And he's ready to take the free kick here. Towards the corner. Up towards Breyer, who couldn't really lay it off. Alva with the interception. As they're trying to get Scher forward as much as possible on that left-hand side, Hansa Rostock. Likewise on the right with Neidhardt. And the throw just over the head of Elva. Now the ball up towards Verhoek, the top scorer for Hansa Rostock with 11. Tried a fancy flick, it didn't quite come off from the Dutchman. Might get another chance here. Instead, Hansa deciding they're going to keep possession in midfield. Some short passing finally. As Rosbach out towards the left-hand side again. Luhmann's Ruben. Now firing it towards the right-hand side, but it skips off the surface. And too far ahead there of Neidhardt. Shrugs his shoulders. Says he had absolutely no chance of getting that. Perhaps not quite the conditions to be playing in. To be trying Hollywood balls like that from deep in midfield. Well, looks as though we've got a sunny spell. Which I'm sure the players are quite happy about. Now Paulsen delivers long again, up towards Kuchka. Looking for the flick towards Eckert. He can't quite get there. But Kuchka will just allow that out of play for the throw. Maybe Gauss will go for the long one here. Into the box, coming up towards 20 minutes played. 0-0 between second place Hansa Rostock and third place Ingolstadt. It is a long one, it's flicked on. And Kolke there to claim. Eckert just not quite getting enough on it to redirect the ball. Oh, Kolke again. A long drop kick out from goal. It's competitive there in the centre. It's Ingolstadt, though, who get the possession. So it remains goalless as well between Ferl and Dynamo Dresden, as well as 1860 and Kaiserslautern. Tense evening in the Dritte Liga. 20 minutes into the play. Neidhardt looking for options here from the throw. Plenty of movement, but Ingolstadt marking up tightly as the referee wanting him to get on with it. Finally it comes in towards Bahn. Couldn't make anything of it, and it's back out of play by Ingolstadt. Kuchka just turning away from the challenge there with Neidhardt. And he's got the throw in, has he? Indeed he has. Another long one from Gauss towards Elvan. That's a foul, a clear one coming in there on Eckert. Riedel the offender. That was a challenge that was there to be won. But Eckert just getting there ahead of him. Well, it's incredibly competitive here between these two, as you would expect. Pretty evenly matched as the free kick comes in, just deflects on its way through towards Kolke. Easy for him. As his amazing save early in the game from Bill Beer, the absolute highlight of this game so far. That's why it's 0-0. As Kuchka here doing well again, just slipping as he went to take on the left-footed effort. And the chance has gone almost as quickly as it came. Well, he's really causing trouble, Kuchka, for the Hansa Rostock defence. He's already hit one into the side netting from a similar position to that. As for me, Hansa Rostock playing the better football so far, but it's Ingolstadt who have created the better chances. Now here come Hansa Rostock. It's Breyer. Down towards Scherf. He's looking for the return ball there, Breyer. Blocked by the defender. And now Elver can use his pace to make some ground up the right-hand side. Instead, it's all the way back to Paulsen here. No goals. The game pretty stretched already. You can see there's a lot of space out there for both sets of players. That's volleyed upfield now. It's just held up. Kolka comes a long way to deal with it and hasn't. And he's left in a high boot there. What's the referee going to do here? It's a yellow card. Wow, his heart was in his mouth there, Kolka, for a second. Feared he was going to get a red card for that challenge. As we see the replay here, he comes a long way, gets nowhere near it. Kuchka in the way and then goes again. Well, I think if we had VAR at this level, they'd be taking a very, very close look at that one. This challenge here. A kung fu kick into the chest of the Ingolstadt plays. A lucky boy to get away with a yellow for that one. Well, a rush of the blood to the head there from Kolka. He's given away the free kick. Let's have a look. And he claims it easily. Well, they've really let him off there, Ingolstadt. That was far too easy to claim. Well, 2 flashpoints already in the match, both involving Kolka. One is fantastic save, the other that potential red card challenge, which was given as yellow. Well, both sets of players seemed fairly satisfied with that in the end. No appeals really from the Ingolstadt players for more once the card came out. But there was a collective draw of breath as the referee went over. Another big challenge in midfield, and Elver looking immediately for Eckert with the outside of his right boot, but intercepted. As Ingolstadt at the moment have control of this game. As it's a beautiful ball from Elver again, in on goal, and a save again from Kolka. Well, they can't keep passing up these opportunities here, Ingolstadt away from home. In such a big match as well, Bilbia, again it was denied by the keeper. As Hansa Rostock just struggling to get their hook into the match here. There it is, it's another good save. Spreading himself well, Kolka. A very, very interesting match so far. 28 minutes gone. 0-0. There could easily be a couple of goals in this already. Oh, Paulsen back down the centre again. Picked up by Bilbia. Good control from him. Kuchka with the layoff to Bilbia again, who's wrestling for control of the ball and gives away the free kick in the end. And just a bit of back chat to the referee, who tells him just to calm down. So Lumansruben again stands over this defensive free kick. I'm sure he'll fire it forward again towards one of the corners. In fact, it goes short to Rosbach. Now this is a bit more promising for Hansa Rostock. There's space out here on the right for Neidhardt. And then the eventual cross, when it does come in, is a poor one. Riedel it was who was up from the back to help out in attack, but instead just lashing the ball out of play. Well, Thomas Oral will be very happy with his team's performance so far. Perhaps frustrated they're not ahead, but they might have another chance here. Eckert into the box. Now Elva. And lays it off towards the right-hand side. It's a great ball in towards Kuchka. And he couldn't quite stretch enough to get his head on it. Let's have a look here. Well, he's under pressure from the defender, just flicking off his forehead and out of play for the goal kick. 30 minutes played and another chance for Ingolstadt to take the lead here. 0-0. As it is in Fell against Dynamo Dresden, who are the top side. And 1860 just behind these two in fourth. 0-0 with Kaiserslautern. Well, still a long time to go. We're only half an hour into the games. Surely this can't end goalless. As Hansa Rostock again with another poor ball upfield. Now remember, both these sides won 3-2 in their last games. And the moment Ingolstadt just picking up those loose passes in midfield. A little bit snappier to the ball than Hansa Rostock. It's Stendera again with a fine interception. And happy in the end to go back to the goalkeeper Buntic, as I believe there has been a goal in Munich. 1860 have apparently taken the lead against Kaiserslautern. As the ball comes in here for Hansa Rostock, but it's above Breyer. Too high from Mladic. Well, as it stands, it's Dynamo top, Hansa Rostock second, 1860 now third in the playoff spot, and Ingolstadt down to fourth. So really is all to play for. I'm sure Ingolstadt will hear about that soon if they don't know about it already. The big screen is displaying the scores as they happen. And that's a big goal from 1860. They've been in a tremendous run of form, while the three teams above them have just faltered slightly at times. Now Rosbach under a little bit of pressure here from Eckert, but he's cleared it, at least half cleared it. As we see Elva there trying to pull the trigger from distance. So 1860 have by far the better goal difference than Ingolstadt. That's worth a point at the end of the season. As Elva there is just fouled as he tried to make the turn past Rosbach. Now clever by the Canadian there. As they take the free kick quickly here, Ingolstadt trying to catch Hansa Rostock napping. Kuchka certainly wasn't, but Chef gets it away from him. As we've got just over 10 minutes remaining of the first half. And well, what a first half it's been. Plenty of chances, especially for Ingolstadt. As Hansa Rostock started off as the better side, but it's Ingolstadt who've created all the chances so far, really. And only a great save from Kolka has kept this 0-0. Had a little bit of a rush of blood about 10 minutes ago, Kolka, when he was booked. That's the only yellow card of the game so far, surprisingly. As Hansa Rostock, they're passing just not quite as crisp as we've been used to since the winter break. They're another example of some sloppy play from them in this game. I think that Jens Hertel will be hoping his side go in goalless at the break and then he can grab hold of them. Maybe make a change or two. Oh, Lumansruben again upfield, and it's gone out of play again. Neidhart couldn't keep it in. Well, that tactic just isn't quite working today. It has in the past, for sure. Playing Lumansruben in that so-called quarterback role, spraying the ball around the field with arrow balls. But today, it's been disappointing. Conditions playing a role in that, of course, as that's better defending from Hansa Rostock. Kolka out towards Scherf here. Up against Elvos, full of pace. Tracked him all the way, and then there's another big challenge in there. Well, the Ingolstadt players are surrounding the referee here, as it's another yellow card being shown. It's Verhoek who came in hard on Schruck there. And you can see both sets of players getting involved with each other here. Tensions riding high. It's not a good challenge at all from Verhoek. You'd say a typical striker's challenge. Over the ball, studs are up. And the referee deciding that yellow enough for that one. That's his 8th yellow of the season. Top scorer for Hansa Rostock. As Thomas Oral is amazingly cool on the sidelines, given some of the challenges coming in on his players from Hansa Rostock players. Schruck still down, getting treatment. Looks as though the magic spray is going to be enough here for Schruck to carry on. Just a clash on the knee, be a painful one. I think he's okay to continue. He's going to hobble on by the looks of it. Now you can just see the Struck showing the referee where the potential cut is, where the studs were in. In the end, all fine between the two players. So game on again here. 2 yellow cards now then for Hansa Rostock, Kolke and Verhoek. As Buntic launches it long, but it will go all the way through to his opposite number. Oh, that's better from Hansa Rostock, but it's a free kick. The referee just trying to play some advantage there. Nothing came of it. Krause just coming in there, I think on Verhoek. So Ryan and Omladic standing over the free kick. It's just chipped in. Easy though for Paulsen, that kind of ball down the middle. It's his bread and butter, the big Dane. So we've got 5 minutes to go before half-time. 0-0 here. 0-0 between Fell and Dynamo Dresden, but 1-0 to 1860 against Kaiserslautern. That changes things in the table with Ingolstadt going down to 4th. 1860 up to 3rd. As it stands, unaffected by that result. They will stick in 2nd, in behind Dynamo. If it stays like this, both Dynamo and Hansa Rostock will be looking over their shoulders, and 1860 who are really on the charge. Yes, that's a sliced clearance from Kolke. Had time to control it first. As Jens Hertel does not look happy at all on the sidelines with what he's seeing from his team. They've gone a long throw to defend here, which they've half done. It's rammed back in again there from Stendera, but now on the break comes Breyer down the left-hand side. But the red and black shirts have got back here, but there's a ball out towards the right-hand side. Neidhardt supporting the attack. He's well challenged there by Gauss. Those two having a really good battle on this near side. Oh, really switched into defensive mode there very well, Ingolstadt, given that they had an attacking throw at the other end. Getting plenty of bodies back to defend. Now the long throw in, it's flicked on. And that was perhaps a chance there for Breyer. Couldn't control the volley. He sends it flashing well wide. It's a difficult one for him to take, in fairness. They haven't created too much in this first half, Hansa Rostock. That will anger Jens Hertel. Instead, it's Ingolstadt who have made by far the better chances in the game. Kolke denying Bill Beer in the 12th minute with the best one. A cracking stop to keep it 0-0. As it looks as though Kuchka just down here with a foot injury, but I'm pretty sure he's okay to continue, just taking time, tying his laces. away by Paulsen. Kuchka making something of it on the halfway line. Another foul in midfield. And Krause starting to get a little bit angered by his former team. Referee just trying to calm him down. Let's have another look here. Just the push in the air against Bahn. As it's flicked on there by Paulsen. And Hansa can come away with it through Scherf. Hammered clear by Rosbach. And then the final ball back towards Verhoek. Disappointing one from Mladic. Attack not quite clicking for Hansa Rostock so far. Now Rhein. We're about to tick over into time added on. I'd expect about 2 minutes. It's been a little bit stop-start. That's Bill Beer, and then he couldn't find the pass out towards Eckert. It was lovely to set him up for the long ball forward. But the radar just awry in the end. So of the two teams then coming up towards half-time, it's Ingolstadt under more pressure because of that 1860 goal against Kaiserslautern. 0-0 here. And they've created more of the chances and haven't managed to convert them. That could come back to haunt them, not only in this game but at the end of the season. That's too deep again from Mladic. So let's see if Jens Hertel makes any changes at halftime. I would expect so. He's not happy at all. You can see glancing at his watch, can't wait to get his team back into the dressing room. Just to have a little word. Thomas Oral, on the other hand, will just want the same again from his team. Perhaps a little bit more composure when it comes to finishing off chances. As Breyer, one last attack perhaps from Hansa Rostock. Instead it's picked up by Ingolstadt. And then that's an easy interception from Verhoek. Well, there we go. That is the half-time whistle. So the big one here between second and third, Hansa Rostock and Ingolstadt. It ends goalless at half-time. Join us in 15 minutes or so to see if we can see any goal action in this big one. Welcome back to the second half here between Hansa Rostock and Ingolstadt. The big match in the Dritte Liga in these midweek fixtures. Second against third. It's 0-0 at half-time, but Thomas Oral, the Ingolstadt coach, will be disappointed his side didn't go in at the break in the lead. They created the better chances in that first half and were denied by a world-class save by Kolke of Hansa Rostock. Bill Beer looked as though he had scored the opener after 12 minutes, but it was palmed away brilliantly by Kolke. And so they go in at the break goalless. Let's see if we'll see any goals in this second half. Well, Hansa Rostock was sent out early by their coach Jens Hertel. Don't think he was too happy with them. I'm sure had a quick shout at his team and sent them out back into the rain. And he'll be expecting far more from them in this second period. They are unchanged, which is a surprise to me, as Ingolstadt look as though they'll be looking to get this one underway as quickly as possible in the second half. For Hansa Rostock, their plan of using Löhmannsröben to fire balls around the park hasn't quite worked in these conditions so far. Ingolstadt looking to get in behind Hansa Rostock with direct balls forward, just sending them into deep areas and seeing if Kuchka and Eckert can make anything of it, and they have done so far. A number of chances for Ingolstadt have been passed up. Well, let's sit back and see what happens in this second half, as both teams now aware that 1860 took the lead in the first half against Kaiserslautern, which puts them third as it stands, to put pressure on the top two, and Ingolstadt dropping down to fourth as it stands. In the other game involving the top four, Dynamo Dresden stuck at 0-0 at Ferl, as there's a early counter-attacking opportunity here for Ingolstadt. And they've just slowed down the pace of it here through Stendera. It's going to be a very, very interesting second half indeed. Ingolstadt will think they need to push forward to go back above 1860. Hansa Rostock will be looking to put a cushion between themselves and Ingolstadt, as well as 1860. So both sides have really, in this next 45 minutes, got to start throwing the kitchen sink at each other. As a long throw comes in from Ingolstadt, looking to start the second half where they left off in the first. As it was far from constant pressure, but they just seemed to be able to create the chances more easily. A little bit of hesitant defending from Hansa Rostock in that opening 45. And this is Elva. Well, he can pull a piece of magic out from nowhere. Tries to dribble across the pitch there, but it's just knocked out of play. Off him last, by the looks of it. Throw for Hansa Rostock. Ball right into the centre of the park here. Breyer managing to turn on it and get away from Elva as well. Back out towards the right-hand side. A little bit of space for Neidhardt. And that ball easily picked off. And this is Elva again, crossing over the halfway line now at pace. And the ball back in, and well, it was just bouncing around in there again. Hansa Rostock didn't really put their foot through it. And back towards Eckert again. Another chance to counter. Mladic, though, is forced backwards. This is Rhein. And Ingolstadt really getting in the faces here of Hansa Rostock, but it's Hansa Rostock who have the only 2 yellow cards of the game so far, with poor challenges coming in from the goalkeeper Kolke and striker Verhoek. Perhaps a little more disciplined from Ingolstadt. As there's another ball fired towards Eckert there. Rosbach just shepherding it out of play for the goal kick. It looks as though Löhmannsröben is taken over goal kick duties from Kolke. Perhaps a little injury. As that's lovely play up for Breyer here, looking to get in behind Elva. Sends a long looping cross, but it's outside of the box. Picked up again though by Hansa Rostock. That's flicked out towards the right-hand side again. Is there a foul? No, says the referee. At the moment, Ingolstadt just can't pick out a pass to get out of defence here. Hansa Rostock trying to pin them back for a while. As it looks as though there's been another goal in Munich, and it's gone the way of 1860 again. Just waiting for real confirmation of that, but it looks as though it's 2-0 to 1860 against Kaiserslautern. That now puts enormous pressure on Ingolstadt. And indeed, Hansa Rostock in the bigger picture. Next ball in from Hansa. It's clear towards Bilbia. Oh, Stendera looking to thread that one through, and that was really good positioning. In the end from Luhmannsruben, had to be. As the ball was heading straight through the defence there. Luhmannsruben's done a good job mopping up around the defence, but perhaps needs to get his passing sorted. As Breyer putting Heinloth under pressure there, forcing the error. Well, this is more like it from Hansa Rostock now. We could be in for a really good second half. 52 minutes gone. Heinloth with the throw on the right-hand side for Ingolstadt. It's sent bouncing down towards Eckert here. Picked up by Bilbia. Continues his run into the box. Stendera unable to find a player. It's back in towards the centre spot, the penalty spot there though, but cleared by Hansa Rostock. Well, we're starting to see a little bit more inventiveness now from both teams. As the chips are really down now. So that's a long straight ball, it comes all the way through for Kolke. So Luhmannsruben, that's better from him. Picking out the pass to the right-hand side, not looking for the glory ball. And lift it back over the top here towards Verhoek, looking for the chest down. The runner was Rhein. And Luhmannsruben again. Successful in that pass. Well, this is far more controlled now from Hansa Rostock. Whatever Jens Hertel did say to them in that short break at half-time for them, it seems to have had an effect. Mladic has won a free kick here on the right-hand side. Oh, another chance to deliver the ball into the danger area. Coming up towards 10 minutes into the second half. Paulsen organising his defence. So in it comes, it's a high one. And it's just dropped there initially by Buntic, but he grabbed it at the second opportunity. And bowling the ball out immediately to get his team on the attack with Gauss. This is Krause. And Heinlord looks up. Passes to Elva in the end. Short ball. And the momentum just falling out of the attack there as Paulsen looks to deliver a longer ball forward. Rosbach could see it coming all the way. Now that's a better ball in from Heinlott, and it's got Kolka there in a little bit of trouble. Did he get a touch on it on its way out? It looks as though he did. Out for the corner. Stretching all the way. Perhaps didn't get a call from his defence there, that there was no real danger. You could see Eckert. Oh, sorry, Neidhardt was just covering. And now it's a corner for Ingolstadt. Can the away side punish Rostock here? In it comes. Heads go up and it is 1-0. Well, 1-0 Ingolstadt, and they have punished Rostock there for giving away that corner softly. Stendera with the delivery. And it's Eckert on his return to the starting lineup who heads it in. Well, he doesn't really seem to know a lot about it. Just got something on it there in amongst all the bodies. And it's hit the back of the net. That's a huge, huge goal in the Dritte Liga. Look at the celebrations. Well, that's his 8th of the season. And he will never score a more important one, you get the feeling. Well, now that changes things in the table again considerably. Even though 1860 are winning against Kaiserslautern. Now it's Rostock who are sweating. Dynamo Dresden still 0-0 at Fell. So as it stands, it's Dynamo top, Ingolstadt in second, Hansa down to third, and 1860 as they started the evening in fourth, but they currently claiming 3 points. And really closes things up at the top. Dynamo 66, Ingolstadt 66, Hansa Rostock 65, and 1860 64. With 3 matches remaining, remember, after this game. Absolutely incredible. Well, that really has put the cat amongst the pigeons with Ingolstadt taking the lead. It looked as though Rostock had just grasped a bit of control over the game for the first time. And then a corner slackly given away by Kolke, who's performed admirably apart from that. And they were punished as Eckhart could head home. Well, Ingolstadt are very dangerous from set pieces, and so they proved it there. And they've got just over half an hour remaining to hold on to this, perhaps to grab a second while their opponents are shell-shocked to build up a cushion. Well, Jens Hertel must just be scratching his head as to why his team just don't seem to be able to get a result against their fellow top 4 teams. That might make the difference for them in the end, between grabbing promotion and not. Oh, Elva for Bilbia, Stendera, and looking immediately for Kuchka, but he was in an offside position, the big man. Kuchka not allowing Kolke to take the kick quickly. The hook with the hold-up play. And now Hansa Rostock really do need to create a chance for the Dutchman. He's not had too much to work with so far in the game, as we've gone over the hour mark now. 1-0 to Ingolstadt here, the away side. What a 3 points it would be for them. As now the ball in towards their hook, and Paulsen away. Oh, Paulsen suffered an early injury in the game, but he's been an absolute rock back there for Ingolstadt. Well, trying to loop it back over the top again for Eckert, the goal scorer. Instead it's Chef who could come forward. Now back out towards the other side for Neidhardt. Long ball down the right-hand side from Hansa Rostock. And it's headed meekly there to Stendera, but he's giving it away immediately. This is Breyer. Chef again. And that's coolly chested back to the goalkeeper, Buntic, by Gauss. Well, that goal has really filled Ingolstadt with confidence at both ends of the pitch now. As that was a little bit sloppy there from Bilbia. He's trying to track Neidhardt here, whose ball is deflected. Doesn't really help out his teammate Omladic. And now a long ball looking in behind Rosbach, and he's just managed to nudge it to his full back to get it away from Kuchka. Well, fine margins at the moment for Hansa Rostock. They've got to try and find a balance between throwing everyone forward and keeping enough men back to defend the counter-attack from Ingolstadt. Well, now the onus really on Hansa Rostock to push forward. As the home side, they're trailing and they've dropped out of the automatic promotion spots. As it stands, they're into the lottery of the playoffs. So still 0-0 between Ferl and Dynamo Dresden. And 2-0 to 1860 against Kaiserslautern. As Kuchka, he's onside this time down the left-hand side. He's got Eckert in with him. It's a bit of a heavy touch, though. Just that final touch allowed Kolka to come out and claim. Big chance, you would think, for Ingolstadt there. As he'll be really disappointed. He neither got a shot away nor tried to find his strike partner Eckert. But again, another warning for Hansa Rostock that they can't push up their line too high. Even though Kuchka more of a target man, he really likes to put himself about on the field. And Eckert will be sniffing in there for any knockdowns, etc. that Kuchka can create. And Breyer looks up. It's a weak ball again, but Hansa still have it. And that's much better from him this time. Now the ball across, it's smashed in. But cleared by Ingolstadt. Now looped forward, looking for the lone runner at the moment, who is Eckert. Oh, this is fascinating stuff. 25 minutes to go. Next goal is going to be of utmost importance, as both sides will be going for it now. As Verhoek looks to just nod it on, looking for the run in behind by Breyer. As Hansa Rostock having far more of the ball in this second half, but it's Ingolstadt who are hurting them when they have it. Breyer for Ryan. And he's found Breyer again with the return ball back across the 6-yard area. Not a great clearance in the end. Stendera helping out the defence. Breyer again. It's a deep one. It's a really difficult one for the keeper. And it flies off the crossbar. Well, he wasn't going for goal at all, but it deceived the keeper all the way. It must have caught the wind as it hammers off the crossbar and away to safety for Ingolstadt. Well, big moment there for both teams. Breyer hitting the bar with a cross. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. In reality, it was a poor ball in, really, but almost grabbing the leveller for Hansa Rostock. But Breyer has started sending in a succession of in-swinging corners, as we see a long ranger from Rhein, I believe it was, with that left foot, firing it towards the near post, but easy in the end for Buntic. Here we see again the cross from Breyer. It's far too high for everyone, but it thumps the face of the crossbar and away. And then this big chance just before that for Kuchka. He looked as though he was in on the left-hand side. It's that touch there, though, that allows Kolka to come and claim. Well, we're midway through the second half. This second 45 has flown by, as the lead has been given to Ingolstadt by Eckert on 57 minutes, heading in from a corner by Stendera. As it looks as though Hansa Rostock are about to bring on Lauberbach to try and change the game, as Elva here. Well, it's right into the corner. Can they keep it in? They just do, but it's out for the throw in. And as we're now hearing it, it sounds as though the points are safe for 1860, as they lead by 3-0 with 20 minutes to play in their game against Kaiserslautern. So the pressure on both these two. Any slip-ups will be punished by 1860, and suddenly there's a chance for Verhoek, and he's put it home. Well, out of absolutely nothing, he gets his 12th goal of the season. 1-1. Hansa Rostock with an all-important leveller, just running in on the end of that ball. Ingolstadt not reacting at all, and he was on it in a flash. Rhein with the ball in. No one wants to come and claim it, and miscommunication is punished there. Verhoek just nudging it past the goalkeeper. Well, amazing. What a second half we've had here. Well, 20 minutes to go, and from here on in, anything can happen, and you get the feeling it will. Well, dear oh dear. Well, it looks as though it's Rhein who has been taken off here for Lauberbach. And it was Rhein who set up the goal for Verhoek with a very clever ball in behind, which was completely misjudged. In fact, sorry, it's Mladic who's come off. But my word, just a moment's hesitancy it was from Paulsen and Buntic. And quick as a flash, Verhoek was onto it. So which way is this one going to swing now? Hansa Rostock going to use the momentum to their benefit, or are Ingolstadt going to just clear their heads and come roaring straight back at them? So what it means in the table is that Dynamo are still drawing 0-0 with Fel. They are top on 66 points. Hansa Rostock now back where they started in second spot. 1860 up to third. They're leading against Kaiserslautern 3-0. Looks as though that's game over. And Ingolstadt slipped to fourth. So now suddenly the onus back on the away side to get the 3 points here. 1-1 doesn't really help either of them. Although they'll be looking at that Dynamo scoreline as well with great interest. If they drop points too, perhaps they'll think it doesn't really matter. Although on paper it's Hansa Rostock who have the easier run-in of these two sides. And what a clash that could be on the last day of the season between Ingolstadt and 1860. That could be just a shootout for promotion. A long ball smashed forward by Paulsen. Comes to nothing. As now you can expect the game to become pretty scrappy, but it's going to be exciting stuff. I would say tactics out the window from here on in. Let's just see what these two can produce now. As Ryan just caught in possession that time. Stendera. This is Elva. Oh, Chef just winning that challenge there against Krausers. Ingolstadt now going to make a double change by the looks of things, with Grill and Kaubi coming on. So it's Bilbia. Here's one player withdrawn. And Kuchka the other. Well, perhaps he's just run himself into the ground, the big man. So it's a switch here for Ingolstadt. And a different kind of challenge for Rostock to defend against as well. Perhaps that's a cleverer move than it initially appears, to take off Kuchka. Now they've got to deal with this man, Kaubi, as well as Röhl, who scored the winner, the only goal of the game in the reverse fixture. So Thomas Oral then, obviously just showing his hand there that he wants the 3 points here. And be very disappointed that his team let that 1 goal lead slip, especially to a goal which was all stemming from a lack of concentration, really, from the Ingolstadt defence. As the ball here towards Elva. And the cross comes in, but into the chest there of Kolke. Straight back up the other end. Here we go. End-to-end excitement for the remaining 16 minutes, I fancy. As that's just overrun there. It was Neidhardt just pushing it too far ahead of himself. Shake of the head. Well, what's Jens Hertel going to do? His team, as it stands, remain in second spot. Are they going to try and take this on and really punish Ingolstadt? Or do they sit back and see if they can catch Ingolstadt on the break to get the winner? Well, that's a lovely ball up the right-hand side for Röhl. And in the end, cleared by Paulsen. Well, the ball in towards Breyer there. Just going straight towards him, and it's good defending from the Dane. Neidhardt. Surely rocket in another long throw. He does. It's cleared there by Schruck. And Kaubi with a crashing landing to the ground in that aerial challenge. Kaubi has plenty of experience playing in Germany with the likes of Augsburg. So Rhein now is out for Hansa Rostock and replaced by Rother. So a little bit more energy perhaps for the final 14 minutes for Hansa Rostock. Stendera for Elver, just losing out, trying to win it back desperately. Now Hansa have control of it here through Rosbach. And slicing his clearance out of play. Well, he's going to be a busy man, you fancy. The referee for the final 13 minutes now. Only the 2 yellow cards still in the game for Kolke and Verhoek of Hansa Rostock. Now the ball in by Eckert. Goal scorer for Ingolstadt, and out for the corner. Well, remember, they got their goal from a corner. And it's Stendera who is going to deliver this one again. From the near side this time, though. Well, you can see how blustery the conditions are. As he takes this outswinger towards the near post, it's out of play. That will do for Rostock. Bahn getting it out at the near post area. Stendera with a second chance though. And it's towards the near post again. It's flicked on. This is Gauss. And he couldn't quite deliver back into the box. But he's forced to throw in on the far side. Ingolstadt's now looking to pin back their opponents. Wow, every single Hansa Rostock player back in their own penalty area to defend this one. And it's going to be a free kick by the looks of it for Hansa Rostock. Kaubi with the attacking foul on one of Lerman's Ruben or Schruck. Not too much in it by the looks of it. It looks as though it's a clash between the two Rostock defenders, but difficult for the referee to see. Oh, Kaubi just trying to flick it towards Elver. The Brazilian getting well involved in the game since he came on. Now Heinlott back towards Elver, who pulls the trigger, and then it's headed wide. Well, it was Röhl who was just trying to redirect it instinctively. And in the end, he's headed it miles wide of the target. Was on target initially and might have really troubled Kolke when you see the replay. And Röhl in the way. And the chance again goes a-begging. Well, Ingolstadt will feel that 1-1 flatters the home side. It's Ingolstadt who have made the better chances. And the goal really from Verhoek. very symptomatic of the performance from Hansa Rostock. The ball in. Didn't look as though it was really going to trouble Ingolstadt at all, but there was some hesitancy. Suddenly Verhoek was there, just a toe poke past the goalkeeper. So 10 minutes to go. Are we going to see late drama in this game? Are we going to see late drama in the game between Ferl and Dynamo Dresden, which is goalless? The only goalless game in the Dritte Liga this evening. Oh, remember, only 3 matches left. After this match, Hansa Rostock played Zwickau, Unterhaching and Lübeck. You would expect them to win at least 2 of those 3. Whereas Ingolstadt plays Saarbrücken, Duisburg and 1860 Munich. That's a really tough run-in for them. With that last day fixture against 1860, a real shootout. Potentially at least. Lots can happen, even in only 3 matches. Lots can happen in the rest of this game, with only 8.5 minutes remaining. And the ball down the right here from Hansa Rostock. It's not held up though by Lauberbach. Elva finding the ball out towards Eckert. It's a low ball in towards Kayubi and back out towards the left hand side. And then in the end, a harmless shot coming in from Röhl. The ball towards Kayubi was just begging to be hit towards goal. Kayubi just couldn't quite get there. And Kolke, a little bit of time here. Time is something that these two don't really have. As Ingolstadt are going to make another double change by the looks of things. As all that well challenged by Schruck. And the ball out towards the left here. All the way back to Kolke though. Long ball from him. Chested down and comes to nothing for Hansa Rostock. But back out towards the right hand side. They'll have another go. This is Verhoek and the ball just prodded away from him. Stendera just overrunning the ball, and that's a foul. Just sliding in on it. Yellow card, first yellow card of the game for an Ingolstadt player. To add to the yellows for Kolke and Verhoek of Hansa. Yeah, he's just making contact there with Bahn, and that's his 5th yellow of the season. He'll be suspended for the next match as well. Well, that's why he's so frustrated, he knows it. Saarbrücken, he will give that game a miss at the weekend, as it looks as though that double change has been made with Butler. One of the 2 coming on. Seems as though Kaya not yet onto the field of play, just delaying it. So Eckert off for Butler. 5 minutes to go. Rosbach with the restart. Well, big 5 minutes here in the season in the Dritte Liga between Hansa Rostock and Ingolstadt. Second against third coming into the game. 1-1, deadlocked. Both goals coming in this second half. The opener from Eckert on 57 minutes. The equaliser from Verhoek in the 69th. And there's now a double change from Rostock is coming up. So it's going to be Neidhardt off and Breyer. And it's going to be Butzen and Türpitz who are on. So Türpitz, who scored the winner in the last minute at Meppen last time out for Hansa Rostock, remember. He's come on just in time here to have a dramatic input into this game, perhaps. So free kick here for Hansa Rostock. Barnes standing over it. It's a really high one towards that far end of the penalty area, and Verhoek couldn't just quite bring it down and get the shot away. And play goes up the other end. This is Butler. Clever turn from him to Kayubi now. Oh, that's nice play down the left-hand side from Ingolstadt, but the ball will just help out the Hansa Rostock defence. The defender taking a tumble over the advertising hoarding. And Ingolstadt regain possession. Heinlott. Alva smashing it against the player in front of him, but it rebounds here for Heinlott. Low ball in this time and away by Rosbach. Paulsen just heading it away to himself. As this is frantic stuff. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Ingolstadt desperate for the win. As it stands, they're fourth in the table, dropping down as 1860 are comfortably 3-0 up against Kaiserslautern. Hansa Rostock staying in second. Dead level with Dynamo Dresden, who are stuck at 0-0 with Fell. Oh, Heinlott is fouled there by Türpitz. Oh, it would seem that Jens Hertel is furious with Türpitz for that challenge. So Stendera, he knows he's going to miss the next game. Can he have a late impact on this one to relieve a bit of pressure for his team? Stands over the free kick. He sets up the opener for Eckert from the corner. Can he find a teammate here from this free kick? It comes in, and it's a dangerous one. It goes out for the corner. Well, it was Krause who was coming in on it. And in the end, it looks as though it's Verhoek who puts it out for the corner. Stendera again in the final minute of the 90, plus time added on. In it comes. Away initially, now Butler firing it in. It comes off the defender, and a chance for Hansa Rostock to break now. What are they going to do here? It's down the right-hand side. Lovely ball. Plenty of space out there for them. Into the box here. The cutback comes in, and it's lashed wide in the end. Türpitz who got the final touch. But it was a really tricky one for him to take on under pressure. And it looks as though it's earned the corner, in fact, coming off the defender last. As the full-time whistle has gone in Munich, it's ended 3-0, 1860 against Kaiserslautern. Action still going on in Ferl, 0-0 there with Dynamo Dresden, and 1-1 here. And this could swing either way in time added on. Well, they need a good delivery in here, Hansa Rostock. It comes in from Bahn. Kayubi thumps it away with the header. Back over the top by Butzen. And out of play. Well, there'll be 3 minutes of time added on. We're almost a minute into it already. Well, an incredible game of football. Perhaps not the greatest quality in the world, but extremely exciting to watch. As the teams have just gone toe-to-toe from the off. And indeed, once it was 1-1, tactics out the window. As it's been a real battle of attrition here. Both teams giving it their all to sneak the win. Perhaps Ingolstadt deserving it more than the home side, Hansa Rostock. As this is the final game going on now in the Dritte Liga this evening. It's full time at Ferl, 0-0 with Dynamo Dresden. This is Alva. Just couldn't quite flick it through towards Butler. But it's out now on the right-hand side for Heinlotz. Ball in by Stendera. Hacked clear at the edge of the box. Well won by Paulsen. Stendera again. Down the channel for Butler. Heinlotz to deliver again. Behind all the attackers. Rosbach diving header away. Desperate. Lauberbach. He gives away the foul there in his desperation to win the ball in midfield. We're into the final minute of time added on, and that will be a yellow card as well for Lauberbach. Well, you can see why. It was very untidy from Lauberbach, as there's going to be one last opportunity here. Stendera fires it in towards the penalty area. It drifts through and it's out of play. Butler had no chance of keeping it in at all. That should be just about that, you'd say. It looks as those two are going to be deadlocked at 1-1, Hansa Rostock and Ingolstadt. So Hansa Rostock stay as they were at the start of the game in second, dead level with Dynamo Dresden, who drew 0-0. But Ingolstadt dropped down to fourth. Disappointing for them. Good performance here. But when they look at the table, they'll be really disappointed. They're level now with 1860, who are up to third. But they have a far better goal difference as it ends here 1-1. Thank you very much for joining us for that dramatic game of football. And of course, you can catch us at the weekend for more Dritte Liga action. Until then, it is goodbye from me.